Hey everybody, it's Tim. I am the broker owner of Century 21 WC Realty and Sunvest Mortgage Group. And today I'm going to talk to you about why it still makes sense to purchase a property in this market than it does to rent. Okay, so we're going to go over some sample numbers, but they're real world samples. I went into the MLS and I grabbed properties at a certain price point, and I grabbed rentals that matched that size property to see what they're going for rent. And then we just do some math and some assumptions as far as interest rate, taxes, insurance, and that kind of stuff, and we'll see how it works out. Okay, so let's get into it. Just real quick, I want to make the disclaimer that these are just samples of numbers to show you, the difference between buying and renting. And certainly need to talk to a mortgage professional to see what your rate might be and how this might work out for you. But here's some samples. Okay, so I'm going to show you screenshots of the market stats. I'm going to show you screenshots of the MLS of properties for sale and properties for rent that are comparable in the same neighborhood. And then we're going to do some math and show you how it is more advantageous to purchase rather than rent. Okay. So, firstly, let's look at the market stats. From 2012 to 2017, which I would say we were in a more normal market at that point, from 2012, the median home price in Wellington was about $230,000, $240,000, as you can see from the graph. And by 2017, as you can see from the graph, it was right at or just under $400,000. So if we do the math on that, that's about a 57% increase in property value over a 5-year period in Wellington. That equates to, a little over 10% a year in price increase, okay? So that's our normal market average increase in pricing that you can probably kind of come to expect in our area, okay? So moving on, now we're gonna look and see what's available for sale for $400,000 in Wellington. And as you can see, there's only 3 or 4 properties. There are townhouses and condos. And so we'll just, grab one from St. Andrews. We're going to assume a $400,000 sales price. We're going to assume $200 a month for HOA, $4,500 for taxes, $3,000 for insurance. We're going to assume a 7% interest rate at 95% financing, and the mortgage insurance that would probably go along with that rate. And so those totals come up to be about $3,482 a month. Principal and interest about $2,400, and then your taxes, insurance, HOA, and all those other ancillary costs bring it up to about $3,482 a month. Okay, so if we expound that out by a year, that's $41,784 for the year. And let's just say it's a 5-year plan to live in that house. So in 5 years, you will have spent $208,920 in payments on your property, not including maintenance, of course, but we're just assuming some sale price numbers here. Okay, now, as a rental, if you look, the rentals in the same neighborhood for St. Andrews, the least expensive one I found, they go all the way up to like $6,000, $7,000 a month, but the least expensive I found was a 2-2 for $3,000 a month. And that correlates to the one that was for sale for around $405. So at $3,000 a month times 12 months is $36,000 times 5 years is $180,000 out of pocket on rent. Okay, so let's do some comparisons. If we look at the market stats from 2012 to 2017, we had a 57% increase. Let's cut that down by more than half and say that we're only going to get a 5% a year increase average over the next 5 years, because we might see a little dip right away, but then we're going to see it climb back up as the market recovers. Okay, so let's just assume half of that increase. So if we mark it to 25%, that means your $400,000 house in 5 years, you could reasonably expect it to be about $500,000 in market value and sales price. Okay, so let's just assume that you only sell for $480 instead of $500. All right, and about $30,000 in expenses for realtor fees and closing costs and that kind of stuff. So you net, say, $450 on your $400,000 purchase from 5 years prior. Well, you pay off the $400,000. You actually owe less than that because you had money down, plus you paid some money off in the last 5 years. But we're figuring high here, right? So let's just say your payoff was $400,000. You still net $50,000 in your pocket after closing, moving on to your next property, okay? If you rent, well, you're still out $180,000. So the question is, do you want to be out $180,000 or do you want to possibly profit $50,000 over the next 5 years? The way that generational wealth is built is through real estate ownership. So get out there and buy a house and your kids will love you for it. Okay? I hope this brings to light some misconceptions about higher rates and dropping prices that maybe, it may not be the best time to buy. It's always a good time to buy, okay? So please give us a call if you're ready to jump in there and start to look for some houses. We also have some great programs when it comes to mortgage products and anything else you need. So make sure you give us a call for real estate, 561-283-8833, and for mortgages, 561-337-4848. I look forward to speaking with you in the future. Have a great day. Bye.